Tonight, Erdogan's tit-for-tat move, leaving Western leaders flabbergasted, and the UAE's smear campaign exposed. We cover stories about a marathon to honor victims of the Srebrenica genocide, the plight of Palestinian children in Israeli jails, and a recap of this year's MuslimFest. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Catherine Bullock. Canada will double its commitment to the NATO mission in Latvia. It will bring up its monetary contribution to 2.6 billion Canadian dollars and increase troops to 2,200. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made the announcement today, a day before the NATO summit. Trudeau says the monetary contribution will be distributed over 3 years. In a statement, Trudeau says Canada will provide support intelligence, cyber and space activities to fulfill pledge made under the Latvia-Canada Joint Declaration of June 2022. Recently, Canadian Defence Minister Anita Anand announced a commitment of 15 Leopard 2 tanks and 130 personnel to join the NATO mission in the fall. The announcements are to counter the Russian presence in the area and Moscow's war with Ukraine. Trudeau also met with the newly inaugurated President of Latvia, as well as Latvia's Prime Minister. The leaders promised strengthened ties and a commitment to advance democracy. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says he would only back Sweden's NATO candidacy if the European Union resumes stalled membership talks with Ankara. The Turkish leader's unexpected new demand came on the eve of a landmark NATO summit. The summit is crucial as the Western leaders want to display unity in the face of Russia's war on Ukraine. Erdogan has been blocking Sweden's accession for months. This is because of what he says is Stockholm's failure to crack down on Kurdish militants who have been waging a bloody insurgency against the Turkish state. His new condition has never been raised in public before. Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz quickly called Erdogan's demand unrelated to the issue of giving Sweden the security guarantees afforded by the world's most powerful military organization. Erdogan argues that many of the same leaders who are blocking Turkey's EU membership now want him to support Sweden's candidacy. Moments before boarding his flight for the summit in the Lithuanian capital, Erdogan said almost all the NATO members are EU members. He said he is addressing these countries, which are making Turkey wait for more than 50 years. Erdogan said first open the way to Turkey's membership of the European Union, and in return, Turkey will do the same for Sweden. Erdogan added that he told US President Joe Biden the same by phone on Sunday. Belgium has summoned the United Arab Emirates, or UAE, ambassador in Brussels due to allegation of the Gulf states' involvement in a smear campaign. The campaign aimed to falsely connect over 1,000 individuals in Europe to the Muslim Brotherhood. The European Investigative Collaborations, or the EIC, has confirmed the UAE's targeting of individuals across Europe during the Gulf crisis as part of an anti-Qatar smear campaign. The EIC says between 2017 and 2020, a Swiss private intelligence company created files on individuals from 18 European countries and 400 organizations on behalf of Emirati intelligence services. Those targeted by the UAE's campaign include Belgian Minister Zakia Khatoubi and her party Ecolo, and political scientist Fouad Gandul. Both have denied any link to the Muslim Brotherhood. Emirati authorities reportedly paid substantial sums to the private Swiss company for their activities in the smear campaign. The company launched media campaigns, modified Wikipedia pages, and attempted to influence banks. Similar actions were taken in France, affecting over 200 individuals and 120 organizations. The UAE's involvement in smearing Islamic relief worldwide and trying to link it to extremism was exposed in March earlier this year. The UAE had labeled Islamic Relief Worldwide and other Muslim organizations as terror groups a claim denied by the charity. UAE officials have not commented. For more on the suffering of Palestinian children in Israeli prisons, stay tuned. Hundreds of motorcyclists are on their way to Bosnia and Herzegovina to attend the commemoration and funeral prayer for the victims of the genocide in Srebrenica. A commemorative ceremony and funeral prayer for the victims will be held tomorrow in the capital city of Sarajevo. This is the 12th International Motorcycle Marathon to honor the victims of Srebrenica. The marathon is being held under the motto, "Never forget and never repeat." Motorcyclists from Bosnia and Herzegovina and neighboring countries are participating. The motorcyclists started from Ilica and then formed a convoy, accompanied by the police and the song Srebrenica Inferno, and paraded through Sarajevo. This year, the remains of 30 more victims of the genocide committed in Srebrenica 28 years ago will be buried in the cemetery of the Srebrenica Memorial Center in Potokari. The Srebrenica genocide is regarded as the worst genocide in Europe after World War II. It claimed the lives of 8,000 Bosnian men and boys by Serb forces. A new report by Save the Children has exposed the severe emotional and physical abuse inflicted upon Palestinian minors arrested by Israeli forces. The study reveals that child detainees experience sexual violence, beatings, handcuffing, and blindfolding in small cages during detention and transfers. Save the Children's country director in occupied Palestinian territory, Jason Lee, highlights that Palestinian children are the only ones in the world to face systematic prosecution in military courts. This is a unique situation globally, as no other military court in the world tries minors. The report indicates an increase in nightmares, insomnia, and the loss of hope among former child detainees. Out of the 228 surveyed, 86% reported beatings. 69% say they were strip searched, and 42% sustained injuries during arrest. The children faced interrogations without guardians, deprivation of food, water, sleep, and limited access to legal counsel. The detainees, held for durations ranging from 1 to 18 months, were predominantly accused of stone throwing. Israel holds around 500 to 1,000 Palestinian children each year. A UN Special Rapporteur will present evidence on Palestinian children in Israeli military detention today to the UN Human Rights Council. Tunisia's president is rejecting criticism that Tunisia is expelling Black African refugees to a desert location bordering Libya. President Kais Syed said yesterday the refugees were receiving humane treatment based on Tunisian values. The news comes after Human Rights Watch on Friday urged Tunisia to put an end to what it called the collective expulsions of Black African migrants. The expulsions include pregnant women and children. Hundreds of migrants from sub-Saharan Africa have been left stranded in dire conditions in the south of Tunisia since being driven out of the port city of Sfax in the past week. The migrants were forced to the desert after violence broke out at the funeral of a 41-year-old Tunisian man. The man was stabbed to death in Sfax after a brawl between Tunisians and migrants. Sfax is Tunisia's second largest city. The North African city is a departure point for many hoping to reach Europe by sea, often to an Italian island 130 kilometers away. Human Rights Watch says migrants it interviewed alleged several people died or were killed at the border area between last Sunday and Wednesday. The head of Tunisia's main opposition coalition on Friday described the incidents as, quote, a black page in Tunisian history. He said people are arrested just for the color of their skin. He called the act a disgrace. This past weekend, the annual festival MuslimFest was held in Celebration Square in Mississauga, Ontario. It is regarded as one of the biggest Muslim festivals in North America. The organisers estimate around 65,000 people attend the open-air show that runs over 3 days. This year, it celebrated its 20th anniversary. Several international artists performed in the festival. These include Maher Zain, Ali Soulful, and Maz Jobrani. Sound Vision is one of MuslimFest's organisers. Our very own host Saamiyah Syed was an MC at the event. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Sound Vision, which is a not-for-profit organisation, and we need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit Muslim Network TV to donate now so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.